Hello, beautiful souls. Erika Ristovski here. Have you ever felt guilty for desiring more of life, for wanting more from what you already have? Welcome to today's topic. We're going to talk about holy but broke, the myth, and how this historic distortion has limited us and how we experience ourselves in this realm. So, this is a very old imprint that many of us carry thousands of years ago. Thousands of years, ancient texts and spiritual traditions were translated, curated, and taught by institutions that benefited from, guess what? Humble, compliant, poor population, people that were easy to obey orders, not have questions, just do the work, being told what to do, be easy, not complicated. So, all those things. So, why do you think that is? Well, because we know there's some guys on the top, right? There is some people that has really take the grip of this matrix and has distorted it in a way that souls that are coming here with missions to experience certain things don't get to experience that because all the holographic imprints, limitations, and other stuff that is in place so that we don't get to experience that. And that has been carried out through so many institutions. If you think about religion, if you think about philosophies, if you think about spiritual movements, it's all about the focus goes into being humble, being poor, sell everything and have nothing, have very little, donate everything to the poor and have nothing. Scarcity mindset, having not enough, like feeling like you don't deserve things, you feeling like you're not worth it. All of those kind of ramifications come from that primordial imprint of that distortion that wealth is only for the few. And wealth has also been distorted into wealthy people, rich people are bad, the bad guys, right? We see it in the media, we see it in the movies, we see it in books, we see it in fiction, we see it everywhere we look. And that is changing because we are changing collectively. The paradigm is shifting and people are more aware. And there's so many amazing rich people that are consciously creating, and they are awake. We're going to speak about that in a minute. So if you've been having those thoughts in your life, there's no surprise because most of us do. I had for many, many years, and I was in conflict with myself when I decided to serve in this way, when I decided to open my spiritual practice, being a medium my entire life and studying for 20 plus years different currents of spirituality, different methodologies, different ways to heal. As a young kid, I was 17 when it all started. So guess how old I am. I was the youngest in many of these rooms doing telepathy, practicing mediumship development, actually serving people, going to people's houses to be in service, traveling to conferences, all of this. And I have seen throughout the years, there is this and I've been told from people in those communities, oh, you shouldn't charge for your gifts. You shouldn't charge because that's a God given gift. I have been told that actually several times. And the funny thing is that, as many of you probably too, that if you have a spiritual practice, you also have invested in yourself several thousands, like I have. And it's so much effort and dedication because I'm very dedicated to ascension and it starts with me. It starts doing myself the work. I don't just tell you things. I apply it for myself in my life. So is that being coherent with myself and integrating all of those studies. So I was like, why wouldn't I charge? That's so interesting. When if you go to any service, you go to a chiropractor, you go to get your hair done, you get to go your nails done, whatever service that you think about, you actually get charged, right? You pay for it. I was like, wow, that's so interesting. Like, why wouldn't I charge for something that I haven't invested money, time, effort, nerves, cries, tears, all of that? And if you've been in this journey, you understand it. And it's like, Wow, that's so interesting. And I had such a poverty mindset that I started to catch myself. This is when I talk about like catching yourself with your own BS, your own bias. And it was like me feeling uncomfortable around people that had a lot of wealth or had a lot of money and expecting that they were bad. Just like they're bad instantaneously just because they had money. And that I had those kind of associations because my background too, I grew up in Colombia, and people have a saying along the lines that if somebody has money, all of a sudden they build a nice house, they buy a nice car, and all these things, and they're like, I wonder what he or she is doing, right? It's like implies that they're doing some monkey business, something fishy, right? That there's that lack of integrity if you are wealthy, is a lack of being a good person if you have money, if you have like, excessive wealth. So it has a negative connotation. So also wealth has been distorted in that way because I have talked to so many people and I had those thoughts myself over the years that I have those associations. I was like, where did it start? Because I'm very curious. And then I gotta go to the roots of things and like, how did this happen? And well, yes, because it has been passed down through our genetic lineage, our mitochondria through the mother, through so many ways and so many levels collectively as we share kind of like a field, we share consciousness. It has been passed down in so many ways. It kind of passed down, passed down. And if you think about your ancestors, for example, they had it harder because many of our ancestors, I had ancestors that had no shoes, live on the streets. They were actually beggars, and some of them had to be prostitutes, sell their bodies for money, and like very, very difficult circumstances. And then having money is like, what? Like you have actual money, and there is that like, are you worth it? How can you wish for more? Like, it's okay just to have enough. And why would you think that is? Because if you think about, for example, I'm going to talk about Catholicism, especially because I was brought up Catholic. They were very religious in my household. And then I saw they were asking for money every time we would go to the mass. And I just had so many questions as a kid. As a 12-year-old, I started to ask so many questions. My father was very, very upset and he thought that I was possessed. But the truth is that those people are the wealthiest. And you see the Vatican in Rome, like, oh my goodness, like that level of wealth and that level of luxury. So it's okay for them to experience it, but it's not okay for the regular people, for the regular folk to experience wealth and abundance and desire more. That's kind of contradictory, don't you think? So that's what many religions, doctrines, and spiritual movements have been doing over the years to kind of brainwash us. And there's that separation because, especially in spiritual communities, people honor more like spirituality. Spirituality, oh, if you're spiritual, oh my gosh, you're so high and so evolved and so awakened and so this and so that. And then like if you have something material, if you have a nice house, nice car, it's like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. You're not being congruent with your spirituality. And I'm like, that's interesting. Why is that so? Because in truth, a spiritual ascension isn't about escaping the physical world. And we tend to fight it. There's like that separation. Even in like the spiritual movements, there's like, I do work in my spirituality, I work on my emotional body, my mental body, and there's like the physical. And I don't want to work on it. It's like dense and rejection of the physical, rejection of your own vessel, rejection of your own body. And you are in a fight and you are in constriction with your own body. And it's like, we're not here to reject that aspect of us because it's an aspect of us. It is part of the journey. So embrace it all. And we don't need to escape the material. We need to master the material and how we experience the material. So it's not about renouncing the material world. Ultimately, enlightenment is something, is more, it's like, how do you create a life where you are wealthy, but in the non-distorted aspect of wealth? You're wealthy with your time. You have good people around you. You had amazing food that you have access to. You have a beautiful, comfortable place where you sleep and you spend time and you can bring people and you feel good and confident and comfortable in your space. It is that. It's not a separation and on our rejection that and please don't roast me for saying this, but think about it. Let it sink in. And on a cellular level, on a consciousness level, like let it sink in, because I had this problem for so long till I did the work and started working on myself. And of course, it's evolving because the work on ourselves and debunking all those limitations. It actually, I don't believe that it ends. We are constant and students as long as we are here, and we're always learning something. But for me, it is an illusion to think that one is good and one is bad. Like being spiritual, detached, humble, all of that, and having material things, luxury things, nice things is bad. And we have come to that point. But the truth is that the undistorted wealth goes beyond that. We haven't gotten the clear picture of what true wealth it is, and the spiritual essence of wealth it is. It is not just money. It's not about finances alone. And this is the part, because I read frequencies and I work with frequencies. And this is the thing that I want to really explain. Wealth in itself is a frequency, as everything is. And the true frequency of wealth is encompassing. It has more components than just the financial aspect. So the components is the time component, the time freedom. Do you actually have the time to enjoy yourself? Do you actually have the time to have leisure time and spend time with yourself and do things that feel good, not just work? Because I know a lot of people, and I have people in my family too, that accumulated a lot of wealth through hard work that when they got to a certain age, they have worked so hard, deprived themselves from so many things, and their physical vessels started getting sick, and they have all these situations and cancer in the stomach and all these other things, because over the years they deprived themselves from many things. My father, for example, he died. Well, he had diabetes, but he had so many complications. And having diabetes, the energetics of diabetes is like you are denying yourself the sweetness of life. Where are you denying the sweetness of life? So my father was like so serious, so constantly stressed, that he wouldn't just have fun. He wouldn't just do something silly. He was always serious, always tense. And that is not what we came here to experience. It is part of the polarities. Yes, you get to choose because you have free will, but there's more available to us than just being a certain way that feels dense and constricted. So the other component of the true wealth is vitality and energy. So vitality in the physical vessel, and that happens by eating foods that are nutritious, uplifting for your body, that your systems work well, that you feel good, that everything works properly, and therefore you have energy. You have energy to do your things, that you're not so like feeling dreadful at a certain time of the day, or I feel like you're crashing, or that you need a nap, or you need like so many coffees to continue on, and all those things. Is about feeling good in your vessel and experiencing yourself in a lighter way. But that it comes with understanding what true wealth is, because if you want to experience yourself, and if you have family, or you created a life that you love, you want to feel good. You want to be able to say yes to the things that you want to say yes to. It. And you cannot say yes when you don't feel well, right? When the physical vessel is not healthy, and there is circumstances that are showing up, and you're like, I want to do this, but I can't. I want to try this, but I can. And yes, of course, it's not about always being healthy, because we get to experience it all. We get to experience certain things to teach us something, to give us an opportunity to learn something. But if you are a person that tends to get sick, start looking at that, because that's not the way we came here to experience, unless that's your real lesson, that you kind of assign yourself to go through a very detrimental disease. And it's about who you become as you're going through the disease. And it's also about another component of this undestroyed real frequency of wealth, is that the comfort. the material comfort, because don't lie to yourself. Let's don't lie to ourselves in that way. Like, who wouldn't want to? And it doesn't have to be big. Like, come on, I'm not talking about bigness, grandiose. Like, oh my gosh, like wealth could be different for many people how you experience it, but a comfortable home, a clean home that you have clean water, you have a roof, you have the things that you want to have, clean sheets, clean everything, that it feels supported. And why is that important? Because we are our energetic field is a result of all the things that we experience. It's not just all the spiritual work that we do, it's also the environment that we live in, it's also the people that we surround ourselves with, because our fields intertwine, and you know how that goes. So a nurturing environment, a home that feels good, a home that you feel happy to come to, that it feels good, elevates your mood, supports your nervous system, like all of these things. The same with the body, the same with the physical vessel. So it's not about rejecting things that are good for our experience and that make our human experience lighter, better, and more beneficial. And when we are happy, others are happy. Have you noticed that when you are happy and content within yourself, other people are feel it like it's contagious. It's this invisible energy that is like, oh, I don't know what I just feel so safe or so happy or so bubbly around this person. And I don't know why, but this is the thing. We have been through so much collectively, and right now we're going to like this big rearrangement of all our energetic fields, and we are actually becoming more aware and more tapped into certain things, especially about ourselves and how we get to experience ourselves here, because we're demanding more. We're like, okay, what if I already have everything that I'm supposed to have and I still desire more? There's also guilt and shame with that. And I'm here to tell you there shouldn't be any shame and any guilt, because if you have that desire, it's because you implanted that possibility for yourself, because it's possible for you. And many of us are here to create greater. And creating greater is not just for us, it's for all. When one makes it, when one experiences abundance in all the ways, not a distorted version of abundance, in all the ways, with the time, with the health, with the vitality, with the energy, with all of it, then our energetic field is different, is uplifting. It can contribute to like the collective. And that is one of the biggest contributions we are here to do. And that's what I tell my clients all the time. Many of them have professions that have nothing to do with spiritual practices. And they're like, how could I contribute? I just like, be happy. That is the biggest contribution we are here to do. Be happy, enjoy what you have, enjoy your connections, enjoy the people that you surround yourself with, handpick the ones like have high standards for yourselves and others, right? Like do the work, show up for yourself, all of those things. And yes, that is the greatest contribution of all. Just be happy, enjoy yourself, and love what you do, right? If you're doing something currently that feels like not like yourself, like I know, people tell me, oh my God, you have it all, like it's so idealistic, it's not possible for all. It wasn't always the case for me. It wasn't always the case for me. I come from a very um, uh, lower class in my country, Colombia, and I have worked my ass off to be where I am. I also did the hustle for so many years. I had many jobs at a time. I went to university while I was still in school and have like 3 jobs at some point. So I done that too. I did the hustle, and that just destroyed my body, my systems, all of it, and I done it all. And there is ways. There is always ways, but the work starts with us. The work starts with identifying what is working in our life and what could have more improvement, because our mindset dictates who we become, what we're available for, right? So if you think it's not possible, then it's already not possible, because who's going to convince you? I'm not going to convince you. Nobody's going to convince you, right? So if you work on your mindset, if you work on your energy, energy is everything. if you detach from all the things that are limiting you, from the relationships that are draining you, for things that you know already that are like they have no way, and you've just been going on loops on loops on loops and really trying and forcing, striving, like that's not the energy, that's not the vibe. Like if you can just be more in flow, because in truth, what is meant to be us is gonna stay with us. We don't have to force things. So all of those things, and we do the work on ourselves. Like I tell you, I work with so many people around the world. It is possible. The possibilities are endless, and we are here to experience our freedom, our true liberation, knowing who we are, knowing what we are capable of doing, and we are capable, all of us, to create a great life that we all love, that we're all proud of, that we all adore our lives, and we love connected to people. So it's possible for all of us. Let me know what resonates. Please don't roast me. Don't hate me hateful things. I'm not about hate. I send you all the love. This is just things for you to think about, to consider, and to help you move into higher alignment with yourself. Love you all, and I'll see you all soon.